I'm Sam, and here's today's top tips on using a virtual assistant to grow your small business. So my first tip is to focus on delegating time-consuming, repetitive tasks. Don't put your time into thinking up piecemeal tasks that last an hour or two and you have to review them. You're much better trying to define a clear role with really defined responsibilities that a VA can do week in, week out. So my second tip is to think about working with a virtual assistant as a really long-term business decision and not some sort of temporary stopgap or quick fix or interim solution. It should be something that you're really trying to make work, and that requires time, effort and budget like any other business investment that you make. That's the only way this is going to pay off. And my third tip is just to trust in the process. If you've never hired a virtual assistant or anyone before, it might find it really challenging to try and delegate work to them. But you really have to just try and trust that they are an expert, they know what they're doing, they've got years of experience, and they've got a lot of support around them. And I think my last tip really is just to try and be mindful about your experience of working with a VA. So think back to when you first hired a VA, you were probably overloaded, a little bit stressed, maybe didn't have much of a work-life balance, and a few months later that's completely changed. But we're so good at adapting to that change, and it's so easy to forget what life was like before. So my advice is the day you hire your virtual assistant, make a note about how you felt that day, and then always refer back to it a few months later, and you'll feel so excited and so empowered to realise what a change that's made to your life.